Hi, folks. Do you find yourself feeling overwhelmed? Do you wake up these days and wonder, how do you get started when it feels like everyone is so anxious and stressed out and the problems in the world seem so large? Clarissa Pinkola Estes offers this wisdom. Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, she says, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, to assist some portion of this poor, suffering world, will help immensely. It is not given to us to know which acts or by whom will cause the critical mass to tip toward an enduring good. What is needed for dramatic change, she says, is an accumulation of acts, adding to, adding more, continuing. We know that it does not take everyone on earth to bring justice and peace, but only a small, determined group who will not give up during the first, second, or 100th gale. Again, that's Clarissa Pinkola Estes. The Gospels tell us of a small, determined group of people who offered compassion for one of their neighbors. You see, their neighbor needed healing, and Jesus was in town. But there was a problem. It may have seemed overwhelming to them at first as well, for their neighbor was paralyzed. And there was such a large group of people gathered around Jesus, filling the house, blocking the doorway, standing on the wheelchair ramp, that there was no way this man was going to be able to get to Jesus. Until somebody had an idea. I wish I knew how it developed, but the Gospels are silent on how the plan came to fruition. Did they all quickly agree? Did one suggest this optimistic opportunity while the others scoffed? Was it the idea of the paralyzed man? Or was he scared of being carried on a stretcher by these people? Did they even know each other? I wish we knew more. What we do know, it was that it was an act of compassion, of people being good neighbors. It turns out, at least as the gospel writer and Jesus see it, it was an act of deep faith. Tough times make you learn who your neighbors really are. The ones who will stop what they are doing to help you in a time of need. The ones who seize the moment and act and don't give up when they face a challenge. There they are, carrying the stretcher, and when they cannot get through the door, they turn to plan B. Up on the roof they go. And then it gets messy. You cannot imagine a multi-story apartment building in the 21st century in St. Paul. It's a first century house with a first century thatched roof. Up on the roof they go, and when they get there, it gets messy. They start digging through the thatch with clumps of mud or clay along with the branches falling onto the heads of Jesus and the crowd. They were willing to create a disruption, to cause a disturbance, to go beyond the niceties to get this neighbor to Jesus. I'm not sure all of what to say about this story today for us, other than how much I have valued the kind words and actions of people who have proved neighbor to me. And I realize that in comparison, it makes my offer of shopping for groceries seem pretty inadequate. But comparisons are odious, as Teresa of Avila first said. And as that quote from Clarissa Pinkola Estes at the beginning reminds us, what is needed for dramatic change is an accumulation of acts, adding to, adding more, continuing, to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. There's a piece of this story that is maybe hard for us to hear right now. There were so many people gathered around Jesus, the gospel says, that the house was full and the doorway was blocked. I see pictures from pre-COVID time, and I'm kind of amazed when I see people standing close together in a picture or hugging one another. And then I remember what it used to feel like to be able to be close, like right next to others at church or a baseball game or a swimming pool. And it kind of hurts. They were gathered so close to Jesus, and that is why the neighbors carried the man up to the roof and started digging. It's been another tough week. The number of COVID cases in our country rising dramatically again. A day this week in which the United States experienced the most diagnosed cases yet. And that comes even as it's clear that so many people are so tired of isolation, so eager to return to normal, and yet so many people are getting sick. So let us love our neighbors. Let us serve one another with compassion. Right now, that means protecting their health. Wear masks, please. Take great care, literally, for your health and for the health of others. Keep finding ways to connect with others who need support and love and friendship, but please try to stay safe for your sake, for their sake, for God's sake. We're in the middle of a unique vacation Bible school this summer. So much work has gone into putting it together in an electronic way. Thank you to Katie Morris. And it's kind of a strange thing to be really proud of how we are finding a new way of doing ministry while at the same time hoping that we'll never have to do a remote vacation Bible school ever again. And yet here we are, and so let's make the most of it. The theme of the Vacation Bible School for us is Compassion Camp. Compassion to you and for your neighbor. Peace to you, love to our neighbors. Go out and break down some roofs or walls. Remember that ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Thanks for joining us for this installment of Compassion Camp. Be loved, be kind, be you. Amen.